A lot of students, a lot of people are curious to know more about Kurdistan, and in particular, how women are involved.
Women are very much involved in every aspect of life here, especially when you go to schools, you find more than 50% of students are women. Now, with the military, it's proved that women are capable to defend the country, to defend their homeland, as much as the men are doing. And basically, they've given more sacrifices. We are very proud of that, especially with women from Rojava, that they were very well trained and they took it very seriously, and they defended the homeland from the worst you can imagine terrorist groups in the world.
And we're here as a delegation because we're trying to explore ways that we can improve relations between the United States and the Kurdish people, the KRG. I was wondering what message you think the Obama administration had, or what relationship they had, and how that might be different under President Trump.
I still many times myself correct even the Americans not to call it occupation, to call it liberation. And I had so many arguments about that because, psychologically, I argue about this. So when you call it occupation, in this region, we've been told at schools throughout the history that this region being occupied by the Ottomans, being occupied by the Brits, by the French, by the Americans, and so on. So it creates a very negative thoughts or feelings by the people saying, okay, these are the occupiers. But really what happened in 2003 especially, it was the liberation of Iraq from a tyrant. And of course, things did not go all the way perfectly, but without the American, we would be still suffering under Saddam Hussein and the regime, or his sons' regimes, tyranny, and people would still be suffering.
ما هو مؤسف المجاميع المقاتلة تقاتل بعضها. كان يفترض جميع قتال داعش والمجاميع المتطرفة وإعادة الكرامة لنا كضحايا وكالشعب على الإبادة.
And we heard from one woman today that was liberated from ISIS captivity.
So the PKK still has a presence there. The Kurdistan regional government, and especially KDP part of it, which is the main part these days, is trying to contain and reduce and ultimately, I think, eliminate the PKK physical presence because they view it as an obstacle to continued good relations with Turkey.
The Kurdish people here have liberated over 20,000 square miles of territory from ISIS.
Right. Yeah.
What do you see as the United States' role in supporting the Kurds?
Yeah.
How can we tangibly provide assets to help them?
Okay. Well, there was a big change in American policy. A positive change
With the election of Donald Trump?
No, I'm talking. I mean, that's a separate issue. But in this context, in August of 2014, when ISIS actually threatened Erbil, the capital of Iraqi Kurdistan, the United States quite suddenly changed its sort of arm's length relationship with the Kurds here and began providing direct military support.
We had the opportunity to meet with the Speaker of the Kurdish Parliament.
Okay.
And
the guy who's been locked out?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to show up to work.
Right.
He says that there's going to be elections in October. How optimistic are you that the elections will be conducted without Iranian or other influence in the process?
The Iranian influence here is felt under the surface, and they do support some political parties and some political leaders, but I think even more important, they exert pressure by having a network of agents and influence all around.
We're hitting a speed bump here. We're actually driving from Erbil to Sulaymaniyah right now.
Yep.
My flight's leaving at 4 a.m. and so nice of you to drive me. Thank you. But I wanted to ask you about kind of how the public health works here, like hospitals and doctors. Like, is it a universal system of healthcare where everyone gets access, or what is access to health like in Kurdistan?
Yeah. According to the past regime in Iraq, the health program is free, it's out of charge. Everyone can go to hospital for treatment out of charge. There is no pain, or if the pain is a small amount of money, like for example, if you have any headache, you will go to hospital. You just pay $50 for seeing the doctor.
Right.
Or if you want to make a surgery, for example, you can pay just $20 for everything. But according to the financial crisis since 2013, the government KRG tried to change this kind of programs. For example, if you want to do some kind of surgery, you cannot do that in the public hospitals. So you will go. You cannot. You should go to the private hospitals. Okay, and if you are going to private hospital, you should pay for this kind of surgery between $1,000 to sometimes $10,000
In U.S. dollars.
in US dollars. Yes, I mean. So this is difficult for people. The other one is there are still some kind of surgery is doing by the public sector.
So if you cannot afford this, are there ways to pay it, like getting insurance or?
They don't have any. We don't have any kind of health insurance here.
Okay.
There is no health insurance. There's emergency hospitals. If you need anything, you can go anytime, 24 hours, 7 days.
What do you think about Donald Trump?
Donald Trump. I think there is some idea of Donald Trump. By the way, I am reading all of Donald Trump's tweets. All.
You and everybody else.
Yeah. I think if the United States wants this country to be more stable, they should have troops here in the ground, not just an air bombing. they should be here. For example, here in Kurdistan, they should have 2 or 3 camps for military camps here.
Bases here.
Yeah, bases on the ground. They should be here because this is good for them and for us. This is the first one. The second one, I think the future of fighting is not ended by ending Daesh in Mosul. There is a lot of groups will come, and we have some Shia militias. You know, Daesh is Sunni, but we have some Shia militia. They are coming to fight with us, with other people in the future, and they are fighting right now with some IDPs, with some small people here in some small
Displaced people.
Yeah. Why? Because they are Sunni and the Shia militia, they are Shia. This is a kind of problem here, and I think United States should be here in the ground.
What do you think about some other countries in the region, like Israel?
Israel, inside Israel, there is a very good and excellent system and democracy there inside Israel, and we also thinking about how to build a country we can manage our political situation, economical situation, everything like what will happen in Israel. But in the other side, outside Israel, there are a lot of problems with Arab countries that I think it should be ended.
Thank you so much. I have so many more questions, but this just kind of gets to the surface of everything, and fascinating things going on in Kurdistan, in the region, in the world. So Dr. Rebwar Karim Mahmoud, thank you so much for answering some of my questions and for showing me around your beautiful country here.
Thank you so much. I'm glad. I appreciate it.